Art for me is so healing. It's my emotional safe space. I'm just human. I'm not perfect. My emotions fluctuate. I really want this channel to be encouraging, inspiring, and uplifting, but I also want to feel comfortable, and I want it to be real. I don't want to put on a show or pretend. My natural tendency is just to be an open book, but I am learning how to hold myself back in some respects. Now I choose colors. I think the calmest color for me is a light blue/light teal sort of color. So, emotions are not unhealthy. It's okay to feel negative emotions sometimes. That's a natural part of life. I used to kind of think that I could be like a mental health teacher, and I have actually taught classes on it, but I was held back for a while because I felt like I couldn't get my own emotions in check, so how could I teach it? But I believe now that it puts me in the perfect position to talk about it. Not that I have the answers, but I know the struggles. It's taught, and I know it to be true, that we choose how we want to feel. I think we only have access to certain feelings, though, based off of our starting point. But I don't believe in repressing emotions. I think there's a lot to be said about choosing to do something, like taking some kind of action when you don't feel right. Even if it's just as simple as actively creating or making art or something. Getting up and moving instead of just sitting there wallowing in all of it. I know I still have a lot of work to do on myself. I always will. That's how life is. I'm pretty resilient. Like, if I'm gonna feel bad, there's gonna be a good reason, and I'm not gonna stay in it for long. But I do try to give my emotions a place to be understood. But you gotta be careful with that, because you don't want to get stuck in those feelings, and you really don't want to wire your brain that way. I don't want to wire my brain that way. But I don't have all the answers, and sometimes the negative thoughts, they just stay on repeat. So that's why I do focus on changing my inner dialogue, but at the same time, I have to work on my self-esteem and really change my whole identity and how I see myself. I think that's what it really comes down to. I'm starting to feel a little better now. Nothing like painting, but, just quieting my mind. I feel like for me, it's been a constant focus that I have to have. And it's not really about being positive, but you do have to kind of sift through your thoughts. Anyways, I heard this cool thing today where someone said there was a painter who was trying to paint a horse and the way that the horse's mouth foams when it runs. And he had tried everything, every single type of way he could possibly think to try to get it to look right, and he just couldn't get it to look right. So finally he gave up and he threw his sponge at the painting because he was upset, and the sponge just so happened to make the perfect textures to create the horse's foam. And so it's kind of like to say, surrender, give up, don't try so hard. I thought it was a cool little analogy. I wonder if these videos are going to be helpful for some people. I really want to bring people some healing, honestly. The kind of healing I'm searching for. My art is certainly an idyllic reality. It's kind of like this fake world where everything's okay and you can just relax and rest. And reality is not really like that, but that's okay. Reality is like that often. There's a lot of moments where life is wonderful, peaceful, and relaxing. I feel really blessed that I get to have the life that I have. I know not everyone has been as fortunate. And this brush is the biggest one I have. I don't know, I feel like this would be a lot easier with a bigger brush. But It's fun to just kind of take my time, let it go slowly. That's like what I paint for. I just paint for time to slow down, really. I want to paint a bear with its tongue sticking out, winking with the peace sign. And then I thought I could do some skiing animals. The area in Montana is really into things like Montana animals. Most of the art that I've sold in the area has been landscapes and animals. So I'll probably do a bit of that. And honestly, that was one of the biggest reasons that I felt called to move away from Montana, was because I didn't feel like it was where my art would sell the best. I'm not really trying to be like, oh, I need to be where all the money is. I really want to be where the subject matter aligns with what I love to make. And I'm gonna just try to spread my art all over the place, so I don't have to live in an area that sell art there. But it does make it easier if you're nearby, because going across the country is not necessarily something you're gonna want to do very often, if at all. Another reason why I'm trying to make all this in just a month's time instead of just postponing the trip is because I have committed to teaching an art lesson out there. Alright, well, I only have one more canvas background to paint. Thanks for cheering me up and watching the video. Later.